How is everybody?
Oh
Look
my
at
goodness.
look at
I'm
what's
in the
surrounding.
chat.
Can you guys
Look
see
at all these people.
what's
Look
behind
at
me?
how Lisa is sandwiched between the beefy machnés.
You see? Just
that's
living
Machnés there.
perfectly
just
here.
Snuggled on in there. Just
That's a whole lot of muscle
snuggled on in there.
right there.
I just
That's-
slid right in.
Yep. Yep.
Slip down in there.
But it's so comforting.
Just
Looks-
excuse
it
me,
looks
just
super cozy.
just-
It looks cozy.
It does.
I like
It looks really cozy.
it
nice
is.
and
It
warm.
is. I feel safe. I feel
Safe.
secure.
I
That's
feel
a-
safe. Can everybody hear us? Lana, Crystal, Katrina, hi. Melody,
Hello,
Cherise,
everyone.
hi. Leslie, and
Uh-oh,
Mary Kay.
somebody has their
Mary,
sound
Maggie.
on me.
Do I?
I thought I heard an echo. I could be wrong.
It was me for a second. I was trying to make sure we could.
Go.
Okay. I see
Okay.
yeses. Yay.
Huzzah.
Well, how is everybody?
How's
everybody doing? How's your weekend? It's May. I would like to point out, of course, you already knew this, but it is May the 4th.
May the 4th be with you.
And I am Return of the Jedi Jabba sail barge Leia. I know it's only supposed to be one.
I didn't know we were doing
But-
Leia hair, so
I did.
Listen,
too.
we weren't. There was no memo.
There was
This
no
is
memo,
not
but
the
look
word.
at Doc.
Here.
I am.
Look at
I
Doc.
am.
Look
I
at her.
am-
Look at her. She is Leia in A New Hope.
It is a New Hope, Leia.
I literally was
Sorry.
wearing my Millennium
May the
Falcon.
4th. May the 4th be with you.
Yes.
Tis a new hope, for we have new
A new hope.
and Bangtan is home soon.
Yes.
We have A New Hope.
I was literally wearing my Millennium Falcon t-shirt right before the live.
I love it. I love
She
it.
took it off because Christina was like, "Everybody wear your merch shirts."
No,
So
it was
we are
Ki-
all
it was
wearing
Ki-
merch.
It was Katie. It was Katie.
Okay, no, Christina. Sorry about that.
Oh.
Look at that.
I can't show you mine right now, but I will later, guys. Strawberry,
Colleen
the
said
swirl his lemon cakes.
Colleen mentioned that I'm making everybody do their homework. So yesterday we were hanging out. Last night we were hanging out in the Bora Lounge, and of course we were losing our mind over this picture. Which I'm sorry, it's kind of cut off at the top, but this is what we deal with. Were you looking at the top of their heads?
Whatever.
No, you
Why
weren't.
not?
You weren't looking at the top
Unlikely.
of their heads.
What color are their beanies?
What-
It is unlikely anybody noticed it was cut
You-
off. at
you
the
weren't
time
looking
we
at the top of their
pointed it
heads.
out.
So
They were
anyway.
kinda like,
We were
okay.
in the Bora Lounge in the
Yeah.
Discord server, and we were, of course, losing our minds about this picture, and we were just, shooting the shit as we do, and people were talking about how we're really not ready. Like we're ready, but we're really not ready for all seven of them to be back at one time. And some of us were saying, oh, we've never actually been live in an OT7 live while it was happening. Because it's been so long since the seven of them went live together. And so I was like, that's it. And people were like, how are we prepare? How do we prepare mentally for this? And I was like, what you do is you print this picture out and you just hold it in your little hands every day and you stare at it for like 10 or 15 minutes, and eventually you just desensitize yourself. And that's how you prepare. I was like, this is our homework. We just look at this picture every day and we just desensitize ourselves to what's coming. And eventually we'll be able to just face it somehow.
Yeah, it's now.
Yeah.
Listen, as a Hobie alt, I have had to deal with all of that post-military fuckery, and let me tell you, it has in fact gotten a little bit easier since Chicago, but progressively, it has progressively gotten moderate, like maybe like a smidge easier.
See, that's because the cure for anything is just Bapsay to the face. It's the cure.
Bapsay to the face. It is the cure-all. It is the cure-all. And also, there is something to be said with being just bathed in the Bapsay week after week after week after week for months now.
Bathed in the waters of St. Bapsay.
Somebody on Twitter the other day was like, I don't think Hobie water is going to work anymore.
No. Hobie water
You know what? That is a really good point.
It's out of commission.
It's going to
It's
have
no
to be
longer-
a
it's no
stern
longer
look from
valid.
Yugi, because Hobie water ain't cutting it anymore.
Yeah, we gotta see what.
Like you're speaking ahead. We don't fucking know.
We don't know.
Yugi is going to be like.
We got to see what Yugi comes
no
back
idea.
with.
We have no clue. Post-military, none of them are safe for work. Is really what it boils down to.
We don't know. We don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
I don't know.
But maybe you
don't know.
Lana said
we said we don't know. Maybe.
Could anybody in their wildest dreams have imagined post-military to soak?
As contributing to Delulu? Not so much.
Yeah, not
in
not
all
really.
of the everything, in every, all of it.
I mean, Hobie's always been a little bit flirty. He's always been a little bit flirty, but he's like off the charts now.
It's off the charts. And Jin was always our stop speaking nonsense. I mean, early day Jin.
Yeah.
Is basically the Jin we got now. He just went into hiding for like 8 years. It's fine. He the minute the Macne line was legal, he's like, "You guys got the whoring. I'm just gonna stand back here and tell dad jokes." And then
dad jokes is where I feel good.
Yeah, that's where I feel good. He got out of the military and he was like, "Oh shit, I got full custody of these whores.
I gotta do something. I gotta keep them here. I gotta keep them here."
Gotta bring the game back up because
he's like, hey, over here. You want some shoulder? You want some clavicle? I've got clavicle.
I got shoulders for days, my whores. Check out shoulders.
Check
for
it.
days.
Just
They're so broad. I can carry all 75.
I can carry all of your hopes and dreams right here.
It's like 15 hamster emojis wide. There's plenty of room.
There's plenty of room.
You can also there comfortably.
I know.
Yeah.
Exactly. Hey, you know what we should do? We should do an introduction.
Yeah.
And introduce everyone and say hi.
Yeah.
So thanks for letting us shoot the shit for a while we got the zoomies out.
Mm-hmm. We gotta run around.
We're glad. They'll come back. Trust me. But we're glad you're here. It is Army Project 529. You have found us. We go live twice a week. Today is our Sunday deep dive, where we're going to talk about one of the latest songs that Bangtan has gifted us. And just by way of introduction, Army Project 529, in case you're new here, there are 529 days between January 1st,
We'll get there.
2024.
We got there.
And Festa 2025, which is knocking at the door right now.
It is so fucking close.
It is May, y'all, and it will be June soon. And you know we are all counting down, just like Namjoon is. Yeah. Everybody's making those tick marks.
It's like Amazon. Your package is in the neighborhood.
Exactly. So we are all about content and community. We'll talk a little bit more about that, but we have a blog, we do watch parties, we meet in person, we do guides, we do all kinds of stuff. But we definitely couldn't do it without you. So thank you very much for joining us today. And just by way of introduction, if we want to go around and just say who we are, I'm Christina. I do some graphic design and some website stuff for the project, and also help with the pics and the editing of the blog. So I think if we just go clockwise from me. So next would be Patricia.
Hi, I'm Patricia. I do the map and other things.
Things. We all do a lot of things around here.
And I speak Spanish too. And I think
she's your superpower.
She's multifaceted, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many layers to Patricia.
And I have a lot of books too.
Nice.
That's what she knows.
Boy, we're real squirrely today.
It's May the 4th.
I'm sorry. I'm very tired today, but
okay.
I'll do my best.
Okay.
You're fine.
It's all right. We love
I
you.
am also wearing AP 529 merch. I'm Katie. I do website stuff, graphic stuff, spreadsheet stuff, Discord stuff, just general herding of fuckery.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
Good.
true.
Good, Graham.
Yep. Next is
All right,
Doc.
I'm next on the clock. I'm Doc. I am the research team lead, so I put together the flow sheet. Well, I have for the last year and a half, and we're coming towards the end of our chapter 1 of AP 529. But the last year and a half, every week, I put together the flow sheet with all the links on it that is then used to write the blog. So all of the links in the blog, I put those together for you guys. And then I'm basically hovering around the Discord server anytime somebody's like, hey, where's this thing from? And I'm like, I got you. Here's the link. It's precisely at like 5:05, give or take 30 seconds. Yeah, is where you want to start. So that's what I do.
It's very good. And fun fact, actually a real doctor.
Yes.
Yeah, I play a family medicine physician in my real life.
Love it.
For a living.
Hi, I'm Quince. I'm the one that writes the blog that Doc gives the links for. Fucking flies. Sorry.
It just looks like you keep pointing at their pecs whenever you're you're just You're just going like this.
I love it. I love it.
I love it.
Just sniggled in between.
Anyway,
them old beefy
they
machos
might deflate if I poke them enough. I don't. Sorry. Anyway, I write the squirrel. I write the blog that we put out every week, and I do a lot of editing and other things of that nature, writing other kinds of
watch parties.
Yes, writing other kinds of copy for the website and the blog, and any kind of copy we need. Usually goes through me in some way, shape, or form. And then, yes, I host watch parties in the Discord. The main one being the weekly content watch party that we do every Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. Central. Not joining us tonight, unfortunately, is Stephanie, our founder. She is the one that came up with this crazy idea in the first place of something that would bring Army together to connect with each other and with BTS during the time that they were enlisted in the military, which is the whole point of our blog. It is a chronological journey through BTS's discography. We started last January, and it will be the first phase of our blog. This phase will be concluding in June, around Festa, which was the original plan, hence the 529 days. So Stephanie, again, she's our founder. She does a lot of our social media, most of our social media stuff. She also does a lot of the event planning for the project, and she coordinates our envoys in the Discord server, which is like our welcoming committee. Too many T's.
Committee is high today.
Too many T's. Anyway, so since we're talking about the blog, we are content and community here. That is our tagline, AP529, content and community. The content, the blog. We are in week 68, and it is the last week of April, and it is entitled "Got Me Deep in My Feelings," as Kim Tae-hyung always does. The image is mirrored, so I had to remember which was which, because I don't know, fuck him. Yeah, he's always got me deep in my feelings. So it's last week of April. We are talking about the last couple of years of Taehyung. So we had our watch party. It was amazing. We had a ton of fun. And we'll talk more about next week later in the live, along with our super fun game that you guys know we play. Don't say a goddamn word. Don't say a word right now.
Don't start guessing. Guys.
Don't do it.
You can't start guessing until
We haven't
say
said,
go.
we haven't said the word that you love so much.
No.
So
So calm down. Calm down. It's later.
No
about
guessing.
my
Okay.
daughters.
And Patricia's going to tell you a little bit more about community.
Yes. Yes. What's the date of Festa? So I'm going to say that very quick. Festa is June 13th. Anyway.
BTS's debut date.
Exactly. So talking about community, finding Army community, I said I have a map like Dora the Explorer, and I do have a map. That map has a lot of armies. It has over 5,600 armies right now. I think we're up to 5,700 actually. We crossed the line this week. In that map, when you fill a form in our website, you can add yourself, your social media handles, and find people in your area. And you have a little tiny army bomb of the color of your bias. It's really cute. Anyway, If you are not in it, please go to our website and add yourself. And we we are also about community. We have met several people that met through the map. We also do meetups in person, and we're having the next one, which we had last year in Kansas City. We're doing it in Kansas City this year all over again. This year we're not doing it in September, we're doing it in July. So we'll be there from July 25th for the entire weekend for Bangtan and shenanigans. And we do all this fun stuff. We have a costume party, we do a pajama party, we dance, we play Run BTS games, we take over the hotel, we decorate our doors. It's so much fun, so much fun, so much fun. So
it's a weekend of nothing but shenanigans and games and a bunch of other people that scream about buying time.
So come meet your people, hang out with us in person. We have a lot of plans for it. It's going to be so much fun. There's still space, so if you want to kind of join us, you can go to our website, ap529.com/links, and you'll find all the information there. It's going to be amazing.
Yes.
It's going to be amazing.
I hate you for that, but I also love you. Just slid that in like real casual.
It was pretty smooth until we all laughed, but it wasn't. Anyways, for those of you who are new to us, we go live twice a week. We go live on Sundays for our Sunday deep dive. That's tonight over here on the YouTubes, and then we go live on Wednesday nights for our midweek tea over on TikTok. During our midweek tea, bring you member news and any shenanigans that took place on Kim Namjoon's internet for the week. But on Sundays, we find a topic and we dive into it a little bit deeper. And tonight we're going to be bringing you some reminders about concerts, since Jim's concert's coming up here soon, and we are going to talk about "Stop the Rain" and all the feels involved in that song. So you're going to want to stick around because we're going to go in deep in that song and Tableau and RM, and it's going to be amazing.
So spoiler, if you haven't heard the song or watched the video yet, spoilers.
We will warn you before we start that deep dive, so you can hang out for the concert information first.
Yes.
But we hope that everyone here has heard it.
I mean, the video has more than 1 million views already, so
doing pretty well.
It is.
I've been streaming the
got more than,
out of that song.
Well, as of earlier today, it had more than 4 million streams on Spotify. It's it's climbing.
Yeah, I should go look.
I've got myself a little Mona Lisa "Stop the Rain" playlist.
Yes, same.
That I've been just rocking out for like 3 straight days. It's fine.
Sweet Dreams is on it too. It's like it's like multitasking. The streaming.
It really is. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. All right, should we talk about Run Soak Gin _F.tour?
Do it.
Oh, I forgot the hashtag.
You forgot to say hashtag at the beginning.
Run Soak Gin _F.tour.
Yep, that's the one.
Get to write that. It's gonna be so fun.
Yep, general sales open, guys.
Yes, general sale is available.
Whatever's left.
Yep, tickets are on sale now. Some of you may have noticed that tickets got added between pre-sale and general sale.
What a surprise!
Tickets will probably continue to be added, some of which is normal because, like we've talked about, they don't know the exact size of the stage until they get there. So sometimes they're releasing tickets at the very last second. Sometimes they're just jerks.
I think that we have a topic that we might have for week T on Wednesday regarding tickets. So we're not going to go into it too much now because we could be here forever. We might get indignant, and you guys know what happens when we get indignant.
We don't shut up.
I think the TLDR is that some people thought they got barricade tickets, and then suddenly the next day they not barricade.
Did not have barricade tickets.
So let's talk about that on Wednesday.
We're going to talk about that more on Wednesday.
It's not even. This is like spicy tea.
It is. It's not even weak tea.
It's hot.
The tea is piping.
The tea this weekend, this Wednesday is going to be hot.
Yeah, and we might have more info by then too, so it'll be fun.
Very strong.
So check Ticketmaster if you're in the U.S. I think if you're in Europe, there's Ticketmaster and another option. I forget what it's called, some acronym. But anyway, check
It's like
whatever the official ticketing platform is.
Yeah.
We get this question at least 4 times a day, I feel like. If you want an army bomb, Weverse has been sold out for a while. Coco Dive is the other reseller that we would recommend. They've been sold out for a while. We've been told K-pop shops are sold out and they're not getting restocked. So probably just want to wait and get one at the concert. They will have them there. They will have batteries there. You will be okay. We would recommend that over buying someone from some random Amazon seller because there are fakes out there.
Yeah.
And if it's fake, it'll light up, but it won't sync with all the other army bombs.
Right. And you won't.
And what's the point at that?
You won't know until you get there that you don't have a real one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't waste your dollars. Just wait
super
to
big
get one
bummer.
at the concert.
And really, really high likelihood that the reason that these K-pop stores are not restocking, nor is Weverse, is because they are hoarding their stock for the
concerts.
tour to sell it on tour. So they're going to be hoarding that stock pretty closely right
always
now
have to.
in order to have it available for people at the actual concert. So have
Reminder
no fear.
to start thinking about your signs for Army Time. If you bought our vinyl banner for the J-Hope concert, we are going to have another one for the Jin tour. We've been talking about it. It's going to probably have some pink on it.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, we will have it again. It's rollable, foldable. You can stick it in your bag. You can hang it on your wall when you get home. Yeah, so please keep an eye out for that. Or if you want to make your own in addition to that, you absolutely can. Think of something really fun. Make Jin proud.
It can
Make
get
Jin
you
proud.
on. It might even get you on Army Time. Like, you know,
Yeah.
it's
You
happened.
might.
You might.
It might.
Just saying. It's
As
possible.
Army Time veterans, you two.
Just saying.
Also, hold it right side up, Noms.
I don't even
No,
think.
okay.
I don't even think she's here.
Whoever goes to the first concert with her, I am expecting whoever's in her hotel room, and I know who you are, needs to draw arrows on the back of her sign. Okay, I need you to.
You mean
do
me?
us a solid. Yeah, you, Christina, Riven, one of you. I need you to just draw arrows on the back of Nom's sign.
Just this way up, this side up.
yeah, just
Yeah.
side up.
And we are working on some Jin designs, including some concert-specific designs. We have ideas. We have ideas on ideas, and life just keeps getting in the way. But we
do,
slowly
and I love that everybody in the Dallas thread too in the Discord's like, where are we going to eat? What are we going to do for the concert? And I'm like, that is in late July. My brain has not even wrapped around the fact that it is May.
We were
yet.
literally just saying, when did it become May?
I'm where we are doing our best for that. Like we absolutely should start planning and plotting and doing all that fun stuff.
We gotta get through
also-
Festa.
But also, bear in mind, guys, the way it happened with Hobie was basically like in the channel on the Discord for that city, it would be like, hey, a bunch of us are going to go to this restaurant, and then whoever had time and wanted to go went. So it was never anything super formal, and then it was like after the concert, we all chose a lobby to meet in. I think we're more spread out in Dallas for hotels, so it'll probably happen. We'll choose a lobby to meet in, and then everybody who's available will go meet in that lobby after the concert. So
and
like,
we'll get
it's
told
not
to
gonna
be quiet.
Like we're not going to be planning your specific. Like we're not planning your day-to-day activities during Dallas. That we do that for Kansas City.
Yeah.
So we're not going to do that for Dallas. It's just going to be more informal and just kind of everybody free for all and like pay attention to the Discord because it'll just be like, hey, let's go over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And long story short,
it works out great because we're like a flock of birds. You know,
Yeah.
once there's like 3 of us gathered someplace, then the rest flock to that place.
Yeah.
And we end up having a great time.
Well,
So
like,
It's going to be great. It is going to be so much fun, but just don't panic or like don't start stressing yourself out thinking that we're going to plan a whole itinerary for Dallas because we're not going to do that. So you have freedom, but everybody's going to be there to meet up. Whoever's there.
or for any of the tour dates.
yes,
Let's
what we did
keep
do
it-
is a specific space for each tour
Yes.
stop, so that you can easily communicate with people who are attending. Because a lot of people, even if they're only going to one show, they're there for 2 days, etc. So, yeah, use that space as needed
In our Discord,
yeah.
yes.
in our Discord. That's the best.
Mhm.
Let's see. Yep, and regarding Dallas in particular, we've talked about this before. We are planning a carriage in from Dallas to Kansas City because it's just a couple days before the meetup. So there is information about that in the Discord channel. There's a Discord channel down by the meetups. There's a link pinned where you can sign up. If you have trouble finding it, just go in Discord and ping somebody, and we'll send you the link. But yeah, if you'd like to be part of that, you need to sign up pretty soon because we're going to try to match people up with.
We're gonna close the signups for being officially part of the carriage in on first, I believe it was.
Yes.
Or was it first?
But we are matching people up on a rolling basis, so yeah.
You got 1 month, guys, to
Yes.
get your name in for part of the carriage in, and because we're going to be assigning vehicles and who needs to rent and things like that. So like that's going to be in the works.
Yes. And Patricia and I will be in Newark,
Yes. We'll be
not in
Newark.
Dallas.
Here in Atlanta,
Yeah.
but that's okay.
Katie.
We'll be camping in my living room. It's gonna be fun.
Nice.
We are.
I love it.
We're gonna be
We're
camping.
love
gonna
it.
go eat. We're gonna go eat banana pudding at Magnolia. We're gonna
I'm
just
so jealous.
fun stuff. Yeah,
Wow.
We'll have to ship you some, Katie.
yeah. We'll ship you some. You know what? We're gonna ship you some.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Girl,
Yeah, no, I did not have concerts on my bingo card for this year, so.
You had a baby. That
You had creating a human on your bingo card, which
Yeah.
is a pretty big deal.
yeah.
Mhm.
Kind of a big deal.
She's like, it's fine. It's fine. The baby's worth it.
So now I have to tell the story really quick. So I'm telling my husband because he's gonna have to watch the kids while I'm in Dallas, right? So and so I must have not explained very well what was going on because I go, oh, and the pre-sale for tickets is going on, and he goes, tickets for what? And I go, tickets for the concert. He goes, what concert? I go, I'm sorry, I did not explain this right. I'm going to Dallas because Jin, a member of BTS, will be giving a concert. He's like, you didn't say you were going for a concert. I thought you were going for Kansas City. And I'm like, it has metamorphosized.
You see what had happened. What had happened was.
Expanded. What happened was.
Yeah, see, what happened was Jin went into the staff room and was like, hey, crazy idea. How about what we were doing? And he picked up the eraser on the whiteboard and he erased the entire month of July and August that was already up. And he was like, I'm going to go on tour. So let's make that happen. And then he chucked the deuce and he walked out of the room. And so that's what happened. And so my husband was like, oh, okay. And then he's like, well, are any of the other what? And I was like, shh. We very much do not talk.
We're not talking about that.
That
Don't anybody talk about it in the comments either. We're not bringing that juju here. We're not bringing that juju
We're
here.
not going to do.
We don't talk about
any manifestation space to a fourth quarter situationship. That's what we're not going to do. We're not going to.
Don't talk about
Not
that.
going to be
Don't talk about
manifesting fourth quarter
Listen.
fuck all other than a BTS.
I'm just
album.
saying, if they do, could one of them please come to Atlanta? It's not a small city, okay?
I mean,
I would love Atlanta.
yeah.
No. I
Atlanta,
mean,
pretty
we're not gonna. No fourth quarter. Sorry.
Yeah. It's fine.
We're
It's
not.
fine. I just
It's
definitely
fine.
didn't have 2025
It wasn't
planned
on-
out.
being
Yeah,
that
it
they
wasn't on the
being
bingo
that
card.
they love doing things on our birthdays. My birthday is in November.
You
Why
shut
would
your
you do that?
mouth right now.
If you could just stop
Everybody-
talking. Pretend that you're having a coughing fit and stop talking.
We
I'm
have
just
not
saying.
even talked. Maybe you should go suck on that lozenge you went to get.
Maybe you should just enjoy a nice
Listen,
cup of
we
chocolate.
haven't even reached the point of speculation on the fact that my birthday's in the first quarter of a year.
Everybody just shut the fuck up. How about we just
Yeah.
drink a tall glass of shut the fuck up and move on?
Dog, you gotta
Army-
get for your
Army
own.
rebate
So are you
program.
kidding me?
It gets me more than like 15 cents.
Listen. For
I'm
those
gonna
of you
need them
that
to
don't know, though, those of you in the audience that don't know this, though, Bangtan has been kicking our asses in this project since day freaking one.
Day one.
Okay, since day one. When we were like, we're going to be so bored for 529 days.
So
Nothing new is going to
bored.
come out. We should do all the old content. It'll be really fun and it'll keep people excited.
Learn Korean and lose
Since day
25
one.
pounds.
Right. Since day one, they have said, really? Bet. Bet.
Bet.
Yeah.
Motherfucking bet.
Kim Tae-young himself came and went in her face and just went,
Yeah. I think we need some sort of like buy two get one free program for these solo concerts.
yeah.
With
For
Yeah, for
heaven's sakes, yes.
sure.
Maybe we could start like combining them into like subunit concerts.
I've said that
instead
too.
of
Unit.
straight solo.
Listen, we're gonna need you to do subunit tours because the 7 individual tours business is not
Like,
working for us.
Quarterly tours was never on my Bangtan Go card. Like when I got into Bangtan for life, I was not anticipating the potential for quarterly tours. So
I know.
I'm gonna
I know.
need them to just fucking
listen,
back up a little
listen,
bit.
kick my ass.
When we
But-
were planning Kansas City, we were like, oh, look at that. A weekend with nothing going on.
Nothing.
Won't that be grand?
Yeah.
We'll do our
Well,
Kansas
We were
City
planning
trip.
around Patricia's daughter's graduation and me having a baby and like stuff, but like
People
we were
being
planning around all this
teachers,
stuff
people
and we
being
finally
teachers.
found a weekend.
Right. We
Yeah.
have a whole bunch of teachers who go back to school in August, so we needed it in the summer, and so yeah. So like yeah, there was a whole thing. And what was not part of that conversation in any way, fucking shape or form, was #RunSookJin_F.tour.
Well, that's
First
anyway,
of all,
Christina
we
can't
would
kick my ass,
never have
but there
come up
was-
with that name.
There was some tea on Twitter this week. I won't name any names, but somebody announced a project to take place the weekend that Jin's Echo album comes out, and then, as far as I know, refused to move it. But then I think they did eventually move it. And yeah, it was just like I have a lot of sympathy because I too had a whole year planned out, and then
Well, sympathy until
Yeah.
they didn't listen to feedback.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, but listen. The whole idea of being able to plan things in advance sounds great.
It does.
It sounds
does.
awesome.
Sounds like
Like,
something you
and-
should
and-
do.
It definitely does. That you should have everything planned out. However, the crux of apparently of being an army and running an army project in army spaces is you just got to get ready to get hit by flying fish right in the temple.
Or
you
a
know,
flying
whenever.
Jungkookie
Tuna.
with his wings,
Yeah,
and
whenever.
then you just
Not
throw
flying
him.
fish is tuna.
Whenever
No,
it's
yeah.
like
Flying
it's,
tuna.
It's like a flexing gym pick.
Flying
You
tuna.
just never know when it's gonna hit. You're gonna wake up.
you
And it'll
wake
be
up
there.
and you're like,
Yeah.
today's gonna be a great day, and then you get
Look at
hit in
him.
the face
Look
with
at how
a pie.
smug he
Yeah,
looks.
and-
Look at how smug he looks.
Super chubby.
Super chubby.
We're all
No,
like
you-
we're all like Hobie who can't figure out the word, just getting water.
Listen, we have
Uh.
the utmost sympathy for trying to run a project for hundreds of people
True,
at
true,
once.
true.
And getting all the social media together and trying to figure out the dates. Like it's not easy.
True.
It is not easy out there on these Bangtan streets.
It really is.
for
Hold on.
anybody.
There is a question.
Oh,
What is Discord?
what?
Oh,
Anybody who doesn't know yet. Discord it's a chat server basically. We think of it like a big building of chat rooms, and you can go in down the hallway and pick whatever room, and they're all for the most part BTS or K-pop related or things like that. But yeah, we made it. It's private to our community. You can join it at ap529.com/links. And yeah, come hang out. That's where we do the majority of our day-to-day hanging out. We have watch parties in there pretty much every night of the week. Yeah, that's what you can do. We do a lot of fun stuff in there.
Yeah.
Um,
so, and that's where instead of keeping every single Yoongi pick ever taken in my phone storage, I just put it in the Yoongi channel, and then I know it's safe in there, and I can go back and grab it whenever. And that goes for all of them.
Yeah.
So,
and we are the moderators.
Yeah.
So if we don't like it, go on.
we don't like it.
And speaking of Yoongi and somebody who
Yes.
will jump off of a wall to chase some money.
Yes.
I posted in the Discord today a little reminder of usuals and jumping off the wall. Anyway, speaking of Yoongi, so the things that we do a lot of them. We do a blog and a Discord and
lives,
events,
and
all these things we've just been talking about.
events, and watch parties, and guides, and lyrics, and I can't even. Every week I try to think of something and forget something. So yeah, we do a lot, and we would love to make even a tiny bit of money for that, and also pay for the things we have to pay for to make that stuff happen, website hosting, that sort of thing.
Keep the lights on.
If you are able and interested, we would love to have your support. So we're going to share some ways you can support with money, and then Quince is going to share some ways that you can support for free. So 2 ways you can support us with money. You could subscribe to our Patreon. That is patreon.com/armyproject529. And yeah, just an auto draft subscription every month. We have it set up for $3, $5, or $10 a month. You can also pay for multiple months up front and get a discount. And yeah, you do get some benefits that come with that, but primarily it's just supporting the project. So yeah, if you've never heard of that, please feel free to ask any questions in the comments. And shop. We make our own merch. We are all wearing our own merch right now. I believe. Yes, we are all wearing our merch right now. Christina and I do the graphics, but we use ideas from everybody. And yeah, we're really proud of our work. So if you like our designs and you would like to wear them yourself, we have shirts, mugs, sweatshirts, notebooks.
Oh, a hat too.
Hats. Yeah, we've got all sorts of stuff. Check out our shop also at ap529.com/links. And we have new designs all the time. We have 2 that came out in the last week. I am working on one right now, working on getting Christina's feedback, and yeah, always coming up with new ideas. So that's how you can support us with money.
If you support us on Patreon, you get a permanent discount to our shop.
Yep.
Yeah, you do.
Yep. Patreon supporters, I think the top 2 levels get a discount in our shop. The top level Patreon subscriber, they get a special channel with us in Discord that's just the admins and them. So yeah, there's some cool stuff.
Yeah. Okay. We think we would love any and all kind of support. So if you are unable to contribute monetarily, but you would still love to support us in some way, we are happy to have that as well. So there are a few ways that you can lend your support for the good old price of $3.99. I'll never get over that joke. I'll say it every week. You can like this live. That's the easiest, peasiest way to do it. You can heart in the chat, but you can also, if you just close out of the chat for a minute and give us a little thumbs up and like the live. If you're not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, go ahead and subscribe and hit the little bell. And then that way it'll tell you every time we go live. It'll let you know every time we upload a video or do anything, basically. And you can keep up to date with us here on YouTube. But you can also follow us on all of our social media. We're on pretty much every platform as Army Project 529. Good old TikTok, good old Instagram. We on that Twitter X. We on them Threads. Hell, I think we're even on Blue Sky. Were we on Blue Sky? Did we join Blue Sky?
Yeah, I have my own Blue Sky.
We have one. I almost never update it, but we're there.
Yeah, we're there.
We exist
But primarily, you're going to find us the most on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter X.
YouTube.
And the YouTube.
And the YouTubes.
So make sure you follow us all there. You can follow us individually if you want to. It's pretty easy to find us. And like and comment on and share all of our posts. And if you love the project and you love taking part in it, please feel free to post about us on your own social media and share the word with your friends and loved ones. And make sure that you tag us so that we can come and give you some love as well. And those are just some easy ways that you guys can support us. We appreciate all of you and everything that you do for us. Thank you.
Boop. Yes. Thank you. Can't do it without you.
We can't. We literally can't. I mean, eventually the 6 of us would probably get tired of yelling at. Well, it would take a while, but eventually the 6 of us might get tired of each other.
Just yelling at each other.
Just yelling at each other. I mean, we're pretty fucking funny and we entertain each other quite a bit.
It would take a while.
It would take a while for us to get tired of it.
Tired of yelling at each other about Bogtan.
Yeah.
I don't know that would happen.
It would take a while, but eventually we'd be like, I just can't look at your face anymore today. can't look at you anymore.
I can't look at you and even though I've only seen you in the flesh, like in 3D, like twice in my life, in
Right.
both our lives. I'm tired of you.
I'm
no
done
more.
with you guys.
It's unlikely.
Anymore.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
I
don't
think
think it's happening.
before we get into the deep dive, I think we should do maybe just a little bit of a disclaimer.
Oh,
That
yes.
yeah, when we do deep dives, we like to talk about lots of different feelings. We like to go deep. We get some philosophical discussions going. And this particular topic that we are talking about tonight is all around the recent song released by Tableau and RM called Stop the Rain. And there's some pretty heavy topics that are involved with that song, which we love, by the way.
Yes.
Love the song, love the lyrics, love thinking about all these deep things. But if there are some topics that are, particularly sensitive to you, we just want to give you the chance to go ahead and scoot on out of here if you don't want to hear us talk about those particular topics that are involved with Stop the Rain. So take care of yourself, protect your energy. And we also put these lives up on YouTube afterward for replay. And so if it's something where, we start talking about something that you don't want to hear about and you want to fast forward it later, you can do that too. If you want to hear part of the discussion, just not live, you can always watch the replay later. So just another reminder that we want you to take care of yourself and be healthy and happy. So for those of you that want to talk about the song, stick around. Let's go. Let's do it.
No.
Stop the rain.
Stop the rain. So, show of hands in the chat who has heard the song and who loves it. Like, let us know, because we all fucking loved it. Like,
We loved
we
it.
lost our minds. We lost our minds when we
It was
heard
until like 3 a.m. last night.
Yeah.
This song. Or Friday night, sorry.
So
Maybe
good.
Saturday.
So good. I've been listening to it non-stop.
Oh, we're getting a lot
All
of
weekend.
cards and like, yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
it's
nice.
so good. It's so good. So of course the song is primarily it's Tableau's song, and RM is featured on it, but it's like a collab. It's like a true like collab duet kind of thing. But it is Tableau who released the song, and I think most of you know. But if you don't know, Tableau is a member of the group Epic High, and they are a South Korean based rap group, hip hop group. And has 3 members, Tableau, Mithra, and
Trejin and
Tukats, yeah. And they've been around 4 years. I do not remember what year they debuted. Does anybody have that?
They've been around for over 20 years.
Yeah, a long fucking time.
Yeah.
A long fucking time. And so they have a profound influence, not just on hip hop in Korea, but also on BTS themselves. They're, when BTS was getting started, they were basically like deep diving into the school of hip hop and rap. And Epic High was somebody, especially to Yoongi and Namjoon. They listened to Epic High a lot before BTS even got started, but they took a lot of influence from them.
Yeah, Yoongi and Namjoon had mentioned a song from Epic High, "Jump," as the inspiration, one of the inspirations that made them turn into rappers, which I think is super interesting. I don't know if you know this, but Epic High is kind of one of the first bands that of hip hop in Korea that made it out of Korea. They were the first South Korean hip hop band to play Coachella.
Yeah.
And they are fantastic. I mean, I love them.
It probably is quite helped by the fact that Tableau is Canadian. He's Canadian, so he grew up there. He's fluent in English, like it's his, not just fluent, it's like his native language. So it's his native language. So it helps a lot. But they're just awesome.
Yeah. He was, I don't know if you know this, but he was actually born in Korea. And then they moved to Canada. He became a Canadian citizen.
Yes.
He also studied in the United States in Stanford. He's a very smart guy, very high IQ, like RM. He's a fantastic lyricist, and he has a very interesting story that if you want to dive into, he was the center of a hurricane of people of aunties that wanted to take him down. And they put in question that he actually graduated from Stanford. So the whole story, there's actually a fantastic podcast. You want to listen to it? We actually have the link in the server. It's like a Black Mirror story of sorts. It's horrifying. The poor guy went to the depths of hell through this time, and he is a very interesting, very smart human who also has written books. His book, his essay book, that he actually wrote when he was a student. It's a fascinating book. It actually became a bestseller in Korean and in English. And very, very good friends with the guys.
He's collaborated with Namjoon before, of course, on Namjoon's album Indigo, on the song All Day. He was on Sutrata. Yoongi interviewed him. If you've not seen that episode, also highly recommend that.
It is so good.
Yes. So that's just a short intro into. Did you mentioned the podcast?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
He's also married. He's also married to a pretty famous Korean actress, and they have a daughter. He has a fantastic relationship with his daughter Haru. He talks a lot about her, and he's like a fantastic human.
He is.
So
he and I are we're same age friends. We're chingus. We're the same age.
Nice. I just wanted to say too, real quick, when I was reading more about Tableau and Epic High, and I got to the part about the Stanford controversy, the sentence I read was basically like, nobody believed, or a group of people did not believe that he actually attended Stanford. And then I was reading more, and I was like, and?
Yeah.
What else? Why else was he the subject of all this?
That's it.
Like, oh, that's it.
That's literally
all that.
That's literally what the scandal was a group of people got together and said he's lying about going there, and then harassed him and his family, unaliving threats, professional life, attacked him. I just, it would have surprised me had I not lived through the Yoongi thing last August.
Right.
Yeah. But given the fact that I lived through that, as I understood more about how little it takes to set off some of these attacks, I was sadly surprised.
What makes the controversy even wilder is, didn't he accelerate his master's and get his bachelor's and master's in 3.5 years?
And they said that was impossible.
Yeah, he actually
Unless you
graduated.
have an IQ as big as
He actually graduated from Stanford with a bachelor's and a master's degree in 3 years and a half. This guy is
he's
super smart.
Yeah, so
and hardworking.
He didn't graduate from Stanford. He accelerated his master's at Stanford.
He accelerated he graduated with a bachelor's and a master's in.
Yeah, that's what an accelerated master's means. Sorry.
Yeah.
In the US, an accelerated master's means that you're studying for your master's at the same time as your bachelor's, so that you
get them at the same time.
faster.
Yeah.
And the reason why he says that he did it so fast, because he said that he hated it there and he just wanted to get out.
Yeah.
So he just basically studied really, 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 really hard in order to be able to graduate early and just leave.
Yeah.
Get out of this.
He's like, well, this blows.
Yeah.
This was not what the brochure told me it would be.
Let me get my 2 degrees and my master's and get the fuck out of here.
In the podcast is actually pretty funny, because he says that when he was in his graduation ceremony, everybody was like kind of like all the people that were graduating were like actually saying, okay, this guy's going to be working for Google. This guy's going to be working for this.
He's
And
like,
then this
nope.
guy, Pablo, is
He's like,
graduating
Rapper.
from a bachelor's degree in English, and he's going back to South Korea to do rap.
Yeah.
Everybody was laughing
Yeah.
because they were, you know,
But
this was just like, you know.
one of the best things, so we were talking about how Epic High greatly influenced BTS. So let's talk about that for just a second because, you know, they were one of the first groups to really start talking about issues, like stronger issues, like mental health, societal disparity, like things like that. And so because they were doing it in a way, it also made it okay. Like BTS were able, they said, well, you know what, we can do this too. And so it really, to me, like I think Epic High they were probably BTS's biggest influence at the time. I think when they were that young, their biggest influence. I mean, maybe at least in Korea, I would, or Korean influence, their biggest Korean influence. So
yeah, I truly believe that there's like, you know, there's certain things about BTS that if you want to understand, you need to know who Epic High is and who they are as like artists and the kind of music that they make, because I think that there's a lot of Epic High in BTS, a lot. And now I think, and you know, it's like one of the things that Tablo says all the time, that for him, music is like his safe space. It's like where he feels more safe, and he loves music. So he's like a very, very, very like heavy collector of K-pop. I mean, like he has shown us his like collection of CDs and all kinds of stuff. So he loves music.
He really does.
And very much, I think it has turned into a mutual kind of admiration.
Yes.
That, you know, like the guys kind of admired him and he was an inspiration for them. But now BTS is kind of an inspiration for Tablo as well.
Yeah.
He was in Station Head the other day and he said his favorite song of BTS is Spring Day. And he actually told the people that were listening to Station Head the other day that when the song came out, he actually called Yoongi and RM and told them that it was the most beautiful song they've ever heard. So he's very mutual, I think.
Yeah, mutual respect and admiration, I think.
Over the last couple of days, it's been a joy to watch Tableau react to people's reactions to the song. So Don't Stop to Stop the Rain. Like it's like he said, I think he's like, I knew that you all would come out for this song, but I didn't like know exactly.
He's like, I didn't know number one on US iTunes. No.
Yeah, he's like, I knew you guys would come out for Namjoon. He's like, I knew Army would come out. He's like, but I wasn't prepared. And he's like, and he's been so sweet and so thankful. And he's running this whole, like, if you guys check out his social media, because he is running this whole thing. He created this limited, like, deck of cards with art that matches Stop the Rain. And he was like, these were made as gifts. He's like, only like 100 were made. And they're not for sale. They will never be for sale. But I'm going to give you guys some chances to win them. Because he's like, I'm so grateful. Like, he was literally just going to give them out to people he knows. But he's actually putting aside some to give to fans because he's so grateful and so, like thankful for everything that, because he said he wasn't really promoting the song.
Yeah, he said he was not going to promote it.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of funny because the song released on his daughter's birthday.
Yes, it did.
Her birthday.
Yeah.
And when he was in Station Head after the day of the release, when it was really, really late in South Korea, I think it was like 1 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
And he could barely speak. And he said, well, you know, it's like, I released the song today. It was my daughter's birthday. we were singing Disney songs in my living room until late.
Yeah.
Uh,
Very
and
cool.
I'm kind of exhausted. But he I think he's a little bit like surprised
Yeah.
at the way that the song has been received, and he's so incredibly grateful.
I was imagining him like texting Namjoon and being like, "Yo, man, your fans, Army is awesome," and Namjoon being like, "Yeah, duh,
Told you. Thanks, I raised
told
them.
you,
I've
told you
been
just,
saying,
I told you to
man,
just
I've
release
been
the song and they
saying.
take care of it."
Yeah.
It's a song.
Did we? Speaking of mutual support and admiration, I wanted to mention that I love this part of the lore of this song. Now is that this song is actually what, 2 years old,
Yeah, they recorded it before
Yes,
Namjoon went into the military.
and Tableau was hanging on to it and contacted Namjoon and said, "What are you know?"
No,
basically, like-
Namjoon reached out to him and
Oh,
said,
Namjoon reached
He
out
said-
to him and said, "Where is
he
it?
said, "Where's the song?"
Yeah.
Where's the song?
Where's the song?"
Where's the
right.
song?
I had that
And
wrong.
he was
You're
like,
right.
but the subject material is sensitive and it might be
Right.
too personal to release. And then June was like, release the song!
Just release the
Namjoon
song.
was like, "Do it, do it."
Put it out there, you know. I've been watching for it for 2 years.
Where's the song?
Namjoon was like, "Yeah, I just released a whole ass RPWP album that's got lots of feels in it.
A whole
So this
album
is
with my
like
feels.
nothing.
Yeah, there's nothing.
It's just like, yeah. But it was interesting because the reaction, you know, the timeline, especially of Twitter, is a fun place to be when a new song comes out, because depending on what type of song it is, obviously, you know, the timeline and the discussions look very different for a Mona Lisa
Yeah,
than they do for a Stop the Rain.
very different.
And
Yes.
that's a good thing, because it means that people are paying attention to not only the lyrics and the intention behind the song, but like where it takes you when you listen to it. Because you can read all day long about where Namjoon came from and where Tableau came from, but until you actually sit down and like listen to the song and let it like kind of like go through you a little bit and read the lyrics and feel the melody and look at the visualizations, then you kind of get like, okay, I see the angle that they were coming for and like what this means to me. And so I always find the timeline very, very fascinating after these songs get released, because this was a heavier song.
Mm-hmm.
And so when people were talking about especially putting it on playlists, they weren't talking necessarily about, you know, they were like, you know, be careful if you put this on a playlist next to Amygdala.
Yeah, maybe don't.
Like,
Maybe
just
don't.
Be careful, okay?
I cry your eyes
Maybe
out.
like
'Cause- yeah, 'cause-
separate the
Maybe
heavy
just don't.
songs.
Maybe put like
Yeah, you-
dynamite in between them. I don't know.
Yeah, 'cause you're gonna feel, it's definitely you.
Put
you
Mona
feel
Lisa
it.
in between
And
them.
I even remember in our watch party, you know, it is a rare thing to strike all of us speechless.
Yeah.
But we were just, after listening to
Yeah.
it, we got to hear it again, because
Yeah.
that,
Well, should we
that,
start
like,
getting
some of
into the
that hit
song
really hard.
then? Should we start
Yeah,
getting into the
let's
song?
start getting into the song. Yeah.
Do we want to read? There's a lot of lyrics. Do we really want to read all of them, or do we want to just kind of go in and like pick some of our favorites and talk about them?
Yeah, I think if we pick some of them, I think
Yeah.
that would probably be good instead of reading the whole thing.
We're very sorry we can't play the song because YouTube will boot us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
we
we're
would love to
live,
play
we
it for
can't
you.
do it, unfortunately.
We have found out the hard way that you can and will get booted for that. So
Yeah, just immediate end of the live. Just
Mm-hmm.
cut off.
Bye.
I mean, I definitely do want to discuss like Tableau's first verse,
Okay.
like
Yeah,
the verse.
Go for it.
I think it's super important. If any of you watched the interview that Tableau had with his band members, listen, the interview itself is fuckery.
Chaos.
It is chaos and fuckery, and it is epic high at their peak. Epic highness.
Yeah, Epic High was Epic High hard. in
They
that
are
interview.
hilariously funny, and they never take themselves seriously at all. So the interview was literal, like, just bullshit. But there was some interesting things that were mentioned during it. And one of them was that, like, so obviously Patricia talked earlier about the whole Stanford thing that happened, and that wasn't just like a, like when we went through the thing with Yoongi last year, the really, really tough part of it, like the really, really bad part of it was about a month, I would say, in time. And then things started to die down. We're still seeing bullshit from it, but the bulk of the really, really bad stuff was about a month, maybe 2 months in length. Like this Stanford thing, like he was going through it for like years, a couple of years. Years. It was bad. It was really, really bad. So obviously he wrote some music about it. He got his feels out. So he mentioned, he was like, this song, it talks about some deep feelings, and then his band members were kind of like ribbing him. They were like, oh my God, haven't you gotten over that by now? It's been 15 years. Like, seriously. And he's like, no, it's not about that. He's like, this is about my childhood. This is about my childhood. And so his verse, like, I think it struck some chords with all of us, first of all. But the part that struck me the most, the line that struck me the most was, they told me I was gifted, but to unwrap my mind was wicked. And immediately I was like, damn. Because anybody who was maybe like, because when I was in school, I was what they put in like advanced placement courses, where I was in like, they used to call it like gifted and talented, but like then they changed the name. But anyway, like some of my courses were accelerated courses, like above my grade level. I'm sure you guys are familiar with what I'm talking about, but I would get called, kids are cruel, and sometimes, unfortunately, they're cruel to people just for doing well in something. And I used to get called a know-it-all. I used to get called like all this kind of like nerd, like that. People used to tell me that I thought I was better than everybody, that just because I was in these classes. And so that really struck a chord with me, because I think a lot of kids have probably been through similar situations. So it really was really kind of like made me feel seen. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, gonna say, yeah. There's a reason Hermione Granger is many of our spirit animals.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I got bullied so badly I left a school and went to another school. Like in 6th grade, I literally came home from school one day. I was like, I'm never going back there. It was like February. My parents were like, "That's cute, honey. You can stay home for a couple days." a couple weeks later, they're like, I guess she's really not going back. We have to like put her in another school.
Oh, I guess she meant that.
Yeah, she was serious about that. I was in accelerated, so I actually graduated high school at 16.
Mm-hmm.
So I was always younger and immature than regular classmates, regular high schoolers. And so I always felt odd. And then, then decided I'm going to do theater. Which definitely,
samesies.
Definitely. Yeah, marching band. Put me in a different,
who would have thought?
How shall we say, social strata.
It's not. It's not the highest social strata. You'd think it would be. You'd think it would be.
You'd think that singing as the lead in the spring musical would be more cultural cachet in high school.
But no.
It is. It was not.
No, you got to be a cheerleader.
I promise.
Nay.
Nay. Nay, we say.
I mean,
I so get
like, I really liked the line where he was like, they told me I was gifted, but to unwrap my mind was wicked. Because like I was homeschooled K through 12 in a very religious family, and I was told that I wasn't going to go to college because A, you're not smart enough, and B, homeschoolers don't get into college. And I was like, fucking hold my beer or water back then, whatever. Hold my grape juice.
Hold my grape juice.
Hold my 2%
so, like,
warm.
I finally was like, fuck all y'all. And I started calling around. And at that time, because my parents weren't willing to help me, it was like, I had to call the high school and find out how many credits did I need to graduate so that I could put together a transcript of what I had done, because I was studying on my own. And I applied. I they were like, you need such and such on your ACT, and I'm like, what's an ACT? And they were like, oh shit, tell me this information. And I was like, well, when's the next ACT? And they're like, it's in 3 weeks. And I was like, how many times can I take it? And they were like, you can take it as many times as you want. So I was like, so if I sign up in 3 weeks, I can take it as a practice run. And they were like, I guess.
Yeah,
that
sure.
seemed crazy, but sure.
Yeah, but I don't know why you would do that.
Why would
Well,
you?
I was like curious as to what the whole thing was. So I got a 26 on that, and then I called the college and I was like, hey, how high of an ACT do I need? And they were like, well, you need like a 19 to get in, and then you need like a 28 to get scholarships. And I'm like, so 28 is my goal. So I took it like a month later, I got my 28. And so I was like, maybe this college thing isn't as negative as my family keeps telling me.
Just Elle Woodsing your way. What, like it's hard?
You're gonna do it. You're gonna do it.
So I ended up going to college and I got scholarship for my tuition and I was in the honors college and I was on the dean's list and all of that. But then I got to college and they were all like, oh, you think you're so smart. And I'm like, I literally have been the opposite of thinking I'm smart my whole fucking life. What are you talking
Could you
about?
just let me think I'm smart for 5 minutes?
Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I think I'm so smart and I'm hoity-toity and whatever. And I'm like, I barely, like, I've been told I'm stupid my whole life.
Yeah. So yeah, that line in particular, but his whole verse. I mean, obviously there's a lot of rough stuff in there, because he delves into abuse. He delves into religion, and like the relationship between like a negative relationship between parent and child.
Yeah.
And it's hard.
I think he did an interview in Billboard, I think, for this song, and he basically, I don't know if it was in that interview where he mentioned that he was heavily abused by a lot of people because at the time that he was going to school in Korea, he was actually, teachers could beat kids in school. So, which was banned a few years after. So he says, like, my teachers beat me, my family beat me, everybody beat me. I was like a ping pong ball. That's literally what he says.
Well, so the last line is very telling in he says, no wonder I've always hated the adults in the room.
Yeah. I think some of this is generational. And he talked about, like, the people who did this thought in some way that they were helping him, that they were doing the right thing. They thought that they were doing something good. And he was like, no, this is fucked up. But I think that was a common issue between those two particular generations because his parents were adult generation. That's what they grew up with and that's what they thought was right and how you raised good people. And the next generation disagreed. Yeah. And now, it's interesting.
I'm just imagining too. This thought just came to me as I'm looking at the lyrics. I just imagining him going to Stanford, being the thing that he's doing to please these people, right? His family, and that being the thing that he gets attacked for. Yeah, like what a double-edged fucking sword, man.
Right.
Like, and the wildest part of his attack was it wasn't even that he went; it was that people were like, "Bullshit, you went." As if that's not verifiable.
And that was the thing, and that was we've experienced this in the past year with various solo stanties. Like, there's no point in arguing because there is no convincing people, even with facts. Like, if I recall correctly, he went to Stanford, recorded, and went to the registrar and was like, "Here's my record. I graduated. Like, I went and proved it on camera," and they were like, "Nope, still a liar."
Yeah.
And so Eblo's talking to RM, and he's going, "It's like they think that I can't be smart just because I'm a rapper." And Neptune's going,
Yeah, that's part of why we say don't. Like, if there are people who will not be convinced by facts and reality, just stop. Don't engage. Just
Well, unfortunately for him,
in a group, and it's not, like, I'm not saying he did anything wrong, but like stuff like this is what helped us learn that lesson, and that's part of what this song is about.
Well, and if you look it up too, which I was glad to hear, there were people that were prosecuted for all the slander that he had to go through, which that made me feel a little bit better.
Actually, slander and libel and like talking about badly about someone in Korea is heavily penalized. People
Which is
go to jail
hilarious.
for it.
They have a different standard. The standard in the U.S. is very, very high. It's nearly impossible to prove. The standard in Korea is a lot lower, which is why they have so many more cases about
Which
it.
is wild, considering that they also have an insane like bullying problem there too.
But the thing that you're not gonna believe is like this whole thing went on and in this online sites in labor where people would like talk about it. There was like forums, Danjiro, what they were called, which is Pablo Tell Us the Truth. And one of the most active users in one of those forums who the police tried to prosecute, they could not prosecute him because he was an American citizen and he lived in the United States.
Yep.
And because the United States doesn't prosecute like talking badly online about someone like Korea does, they could not ask for the American government to send him to Korea to get judged.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
So it's part of it's about reputation in that culture. But yeah, it's very interesting the fact that so much of what we do here would be illegal there.
Yeah. If we, I also think that the choruses, because obviously the song is called "Stop the Rain," and we know, and even Tableau has said this. Both he and Epic High and Namjoon and BTS have had a lot of songs that involved rain. When we had our watch party the other night, Patricia picked some out. We listened to some Epic High before the song dropped, and we were listening to Umbrella, and I think we also listened to Fly too. Did we listen to Rain?
We listened to Fly. We listened to Umbrella. We also did Forever Rain.
We listened to Forever Rain, which is Namjoon's song. But there is a song called Rain also.
They have Epic High has a song called Rain Song, in that they sing in all their concerts. And apparently in Korea they don't even have to rap because everybody sings the lyrics back to them. So when they sing it when they actually rap it in the concerts in the US, they usually say, well, we're gonna rap it, but in Korea we don't rap this song in concerts ever.
Yeah. Well, Barbara just asked, what does "Stop the Rain" mean, though? Please explain your thoughts on this. So basically, again, we were saying there have a lot of songs that have rain in them, and they've all been songs that have had like heavy feelings in them. And if you look at the heavy feelings in this song, they're and in the chorus it even says, "I'm trying to stop the rain." Basically, the rain is like kind of, I think, representative of the pain and the feelings and the things that they're trying to get them out and sort of like deal with them. That's what this is. And so "Stop the Rain," I think, is a metaphor for basically dealing with your shit.
Interestingly, I think he said in one of his interviews that "Trying to Stop the Rain" was not the original line that they wrote. It was "I can't stop the rain."
Yeah.
And then they wanted it to be a little bit more hopeful. And so I think he said it was Namjoon who suggested the line change.
Yeah, because I think he said that, didn't he say that like both of them, like they felt this way at one time?
Yes.
But they don't
they want to help people. They
Yes.
want to either be a shield for them or help them understand how to let it roll off their back.
Yes.
So that to me is why, even though some of the initial snippets that came out seemed a little dark and people got very antsy about it, it is actually a hopeful song in the end, I think.
And that's
and along the lines of pain, rain representing pain is in RM's verse. He says pain and rain, they still stay the same. And he says pain and rain, think I'm going insane.
Yeah.
So.
And that's a good segue into Namjoon's verse.
Excellent. Can I say something else about the rain? Pablo in an interview also said that he likes rain because even if it's like horrible weather, you get wet and everything, it makes him think of how lucky he is that he has a roof over his head, that he can share an umbrella with someone, that he can find kind of a space, that he has all these things that actually don't make him be out in the rain all the time. which I think is pretty inspiring, and also talks to like the kind of the idea of like stopping the rain and like having, you know, cover from the rain. So
Mhm. Yeah. Katie mentioned people on the internet getting a little in their feelings about some of the lyrics that got previewed for the song. And I think that was mainly the line is I was convinced I was destined for the 27 club, and then I'm 29 sinking in the bathtub sipping gin looking for another club. And we did talk about this during the watch party that we had. But the 27 Club, for those of you who don't know, is just like a euphemistic nickname for a group of musicians who all passed away at the age of 27, either either through self harm or accident. Um, and there's some really famous ones in there, like Jim Morrison,
Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix,
Amy Winehouse, Kurt Cobain. There's a bunch. So,
can I say really quick, or are you? Or go ahead if you're going to finish your point.
Yeah,
I was going to respond to a comment.
Yeah, even there's even a South Korean idol, Jonghyun from SHINee, was 27 when he's passed as well. So so yeah, that's what he's referring to. But basically, he was saying like he was convinced when he was younger that he wasn't going to make it past the age of 27. So, but then now he sits 29 in his bathtub looking for another club, which to me is a very hopeful, like it's a hopeful end to that lyric.
Yeah. Like I didn't join the 27
I didn't
club.
join it. Now I'm looking for something else.
Now I'm looking for another club.
Yeah.
Well, and notably, the 27 Club, some of them died of non-suicide causes.
Yes, that's why I said some was self-harm, some was accidental.
Yes, but a lot of people focus.
Yeah, well, and that's why I want to respond to Andrea's comment. Did my heart break to hear that he considered? I think you're hearing that wrong. I think you need to go back and read that lyric, Andrea, because I was convinced I was destined for the 27 Club doesn't mean that there was any intent to harm himself.
Yeah,
that's not what that lyric means at all. So did my heart break to hear that? No.
No.
It was more of like a,
Yeah.
I thought this was the way it was. I thought maybe this would be.
I started thinking about Billy Joel, only the good die young.
I just feel, you know, I think the 27 Club in many ways is like,
it's mythical.
A lot of the people that are part of the 27 Club were not self-harm and not like, you know, suicide or just people that leave too fast.
Yeah.
That people that live too fast and they just basically kind of, you know, end up dying tragically for whatever the circumstance. But like I feel Namjoon here, what he's trying to say is that he also lived super fast. If you think about it, this guy was famous before he turned 20. Well, no, not famous, but he was like kind of on his way to being famous, and he's been famous for most part of his 20s. Who do you know? I was like, it's very extraordinary circumstances here, and not a lot of people live so fast. This guy went from like being a relatively unknown teenager that was an underground rapper to being like a world famous guy speaking the freaking United Nations. I mean, like that is crazy. And no, I mean, it's like when you talk about the 27 Club, like the thing that I think is like people that like literally ran through life, shined very bright, and kind of like disappeared very quickly. I think it kind of goes a little bit with that, you know, like living life too fast.
I also, you know, I listened to RPWP before I heard this song though too. So I knew that Namjoon was having a lot of doubts, and he was pretty deep in his feels throughout, you know, that time. And so I'm not discounting it, and obviously you guys can hear what you want to hear, you know. But when I read the lyrics, you know, I just thought that was a continuation of his deep feelings and his thoughts that he was having for that album.
Yeah, I mean, it's
So-
definitely a dark thought to have. So
Yeah.
Right.
for anybody to have, that's definitely like, that's not like, oh, like that's not
Yeah, no. Yeah,
fun
it's-
time in your head, basically.
Right.
But
right. Right.
it's not necessarily like what a lot of
Right.
people jumped to it meaning on
Yeah.
the internet.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I would agree with Christina. A lot of RM's verse reminded me of RPWP. Like when he's talking about got me looking for the X's to entertain, I was thinking of Domadachi and the music video for Domadachi.
Mhm.
So like there's a lot in his verse that reminded me of RPWP. So like none of it was super surprising
No.
because of that album he produced.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think he was still in the same headspace.
Yeah, it feels like a continuation of RPWP.
Yeah.
I mean, if he was making the song around the time that he did RPWP, of course
Right.
it has kind of the same feeling out there.
Yeah, exactly. Same headspace.
One of the things that they kind of like grabbed my attention when I first listened to the song, and then Tableau explained it in Sound Station. No, what's the name of it? Station Head. And I was like, oh, it was actually that. It's one of the lyrical genius things that Namjoon does all the time, which is in like the verse that goes, "But you gotta know my life is out of love." Tableau clarified that in fact that out of love is a double entendre, and it means out of love that he does things out of love, but also that he's out of love. As is.
Do you remember he has a song
Yeah.
called Out of Love? I said that.
Yes.
Yes. So he basically kind of like uses the two meanings of out of love, which I think is another show of genius, lyrical genius of RM.
I agree. Well, listen, we're getting close to the time.
Yeah.
Because we could literally just keep talking about
We could
Namjoon and his brilliance and his lyrics
forever.
forever and ever and ever and ever. But
Forever.
what I would say is, if you're interested in continuing the conversation, especially with more than just us to hear, the opinions, hop into our Discord channel and we can have more discussions about it. And we have the ability to pop into the Bora Lounge, and you can talk if you would rather do that instead of text. So there's more opportunities to talk about that, because I think anytime we get a song like this, it's a gift. It's meant
Meaty.
to be, yes, it's meant to be dissected and talked about and experienced and felt. And he wants us to pick it apart and think about how it relates to our own lives and each other, And so I think by doing that, yes, you stream it and you watch the music video, but also just living with the song and talking about it breathes life into it.
Yeah.
And so I think out of respect for him as an artist, and as Tableau as an artist, that's the best that we can do for them.
Yes. And
There was a movement to not talk about the lyrics of this song, not from us, and I think all of us would probably agree that any artist would be really, really happy to have their work discussed and have it generate thoughtful discussion.
yes.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's such a
That's the
compliment.
point of art.
That's
the point
what
of art.
Tableau is talking about. People talk. He wants to see people talking about it on the internet.
Yeah. And
Right.
also, there's a lot of Easter eggs in the video and in the song that kind of recall not only the story of Epic High, but also the story of BTS.
Yes.
So you can watch that video 1,000,000 times and find recurring themes that
Yes.
you see in BTS discography and in Epic High discography. So,
Yes.
I invite people to kind of dig into that because there's a lot in that video and in that song.
And we also highly recommend that you guys give Epic High a try. Like, check them out.
Their
A
music's
lot of
really
us
good.
really like their music. And we just recently opened a channel for them in our Discord. We have some channels for other groups. And we realized that we were talking about Epic High a lot more than we used to. So we were like, let's just go ahead and open a channel. So,
And they're super funny. They're so funny.
Yeah.
I mean, like Pablo the other day in Station Head was saying we should do a Run BTS episode with Epic High, or maybe we can do a crossover.
They do
And
fun
I was like,
shit.
yes, please.
they do fun shit on their
Please.
YouTube channel all the time. And
great.
they're also a self-managed band, which is they do everything themselves.
Mad respect.
So give them some support. So thank you guys for participating in that deep dive with us. We really appreciate you and all of your thoughtful comments and questions that helped move the discussion along. Some reminders before we go, Christina.
Yeah, reminders. Listen, I saw a comment earlier that something about streaming. Listen, Army, we live spherically, which means multiple directions at once. So yes, we are streaming the hell out of Namjoon's music. We're streaming the hell out of all the new releases. And a really good way to keep up on all the streaming, charting, and voting that's going on the internet is to join our Discord channel that is called Streaming, Charting, Voting, where we bring you all the goals from all over Kim Namjoon's internet and put them in one place for you so you know to keep up. I also just updated the website with our goals. And we share playlists. Yep, we share playlists. We talk about, when they win things, which is really awesome. We just had somebody today post, how do I vote on for the M countdown? And so I went through and did a screenshot for that. So yeah, come join us for that. And the best way to show an artist our support is, of course, by streaming the hell out of their music. So.
Yep, and speaking.
Cool. And yeah, if you enjoyed this discussion and this community, come hang out in our Discord, like I talked about earlier. You can join it for free at ap529.com/links. It's an app for your phone, for your computer, for tablets, etc., etc. And yeah, you can text, chat, and then we have watch parties pretty much every night of the week. And we have some other special events that are designed for discussion.
We had a watch party when this song dropped.
Yeah, we do watch parties when new music drops. We also have watch parties for just general video content from BTS, sometimes K-dramas. And yeah, like I said, the Envoy team recently launched something called Magic Shop for Tuesday nights, which is like a journaling meditation group. We have some really cool stuff.
We have a book club, an actual book club.
An actual book club. An actual book club. We have a Korean club. We have a Hangul club. That's what I mean. Like, there's a lot of stuff happening.
Mm-hmm.
We are busy. We are not making it up.
Yeah, there are some days where like literally if you come into our Discord on Saturday, like there's something different happening like every couple of hours.
It's wild on Saturdays, man.
Yeah.
Non-stop.
Yeah.
And somebody this week gave us a very nice comment about how the Discord makes them feel like they have friends. And I was like, no, not like you have friends. Internet friends count.
Yeah,
These are friends. These are friends.
Yeah, Discord gives you friends, not feeling like you have them.
These are friends. Full stop. Anyway, come hang out with us in Discord. And if you can't do that, we'll see you here in a few days. So.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So, like I said, we talked about the blog, and that this is the last day of week 68, so last day of tape roll, which means that we will be moving into a new month, a new member.
Don't guess it yet. Don't guess it yet.
Just
Who's
stop.
got the project?
Nobody.
Who's got the project account inside of the YouTubes right now? Because the project.
It's Katie, right?
Will type the word go.
Who does?
No, I'm on mine.
Oh shoot! Okay.
Who's inside the project?
I can open it.
Okay. Well, so it's the start of a new member
Or one
month.
of the admins. I can type go whenever we're ready. Sorry.
I snorted.
As usual, crazy.
So cute. So cute. Put your layer buns.
As we were. No.
Okay.
So,
I'm
new member, new month. It's our last time doing this, so this is sacred. Okay?
Sacred.
This is sacred.
This is a sacred place.
This is a sacred space. It is, of course, as you know, in fan chant order, our final member, our golden maknae. So we always guess the name of the month, and these names were designed before the project even launched. Doc just rattled them off the top of her fucking dome.
No, I spent an inordinate amount of time thinking about them. But I will say, this month was the first one I actually named.
There's a lore drop.
The naming of this month was actually what triggered fun
The
names
rest
for
of
all
them.
the months.
The rest of
Because I
them.
was like, I need this to happen.
Yes. And I want you guys to think carefully before you answer. Okay? So
Oh boy.
you cannot answer until we, Army Project 529, type the word go in the comments, because as Kim Suk Jin tells us, it doesn't count until someone says go. So you cannot guess until you see the word go from us in the comments. If you guess before that, I swear
It don't count. It don't count. Even if you get it right, we won't count
I
it.
swear on
I
Min
swear
Yoongi.
to God.
I swear
swear
on
to
Min
God.
Yoongi.
For you. You will not win another trophy.
There will be, yes, and to be fair, listen, you guys, the prize is just bragging rights. You just get another
That's it,
trophy,
that's all.
which is a little trophy icon in our Discord, but the people who have them are very proud of them. So, are we ready? Are you guys ready to guess?
Let's get ready to rumble.
All right, let's
Okay.
put it in the
I'm
comments.
ready to type.
Go ahead
So-
and
All
type.
right, you ready?
Type,
Go for it,
Patricia. And it will be the first one that we see. Okay. 1, go.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Suction says go.
Suction says go.
Ooh. I want you guys to really think.
Man. I'm surprised. I haven't seen it yet.
I mean, some of them are funny.
Yet.
Some of them are funny.
They are pretty good. These are pretty good.
Some of them are good. But we're not seeing it.
We haven't seen it yet. Keep guessing.
Oh my God, do I know?
Like, do I even know what the
I'm
fuck is?
panicking.
It's
I
in the
know.
it's in the
I'm reading all these. And
it's
I'm going, wait,
it's
wait, wait,
literally
wait,
in the
wait.
agenda, right next to.
Oh,
It's written in the agenda. It really is.
If somebody gets like,
Your
if
go
somebody
doesn't
gets,
count.
God, I thought that they were gonna get it right away.
if somebody
did
gets
too. I
super
did too.
close, if somebody gets close enough, then we'll give it to them. Okay, if nobody gets it within like the next 30 seconds, I'm gonna give them a hint. Maybe 20 seconds.
Some of these are really good. Some of these are really
Some
good.
of these are really good.
I was like,
Some
wow,
of
I
these are
should have
good.
thought of that.
Yeah.
Y'all are good.
Make sure you guys are paying attention to the guesses before you, because some of you are repeating guesses.
And one of you has gotten excessively close.
Excessively close.
You're getting
One of
close,
you.
but it's
Okay,
not
okay, okay. I'm gonna give you guys a hint. What does think about J-Hope's when J-Hope sees JK? What does he say? When J-Hope sees Jungkook,
What does it?
what does he say?
Yeah.
JK!
JK! Okay, Monique is close enough. It actually is just three A's, but nobody would have fucking got that.
I didn't think we would count the number of A's.
No.
But she's the only one who
Monique
even
got it because she got
Monique got
JK.
JK!
Monique, you are blessed with Golden Matinee energy. The whole month of May.
The whole month of May.
Congratulations.
And
The
you know
whole month
what?
of JK.
Janie got pretty close. So I say we give it to Janie too. She got pretty close.
Put your Discord username. How do we do this?
Yes. Give us
Drop your Discord username.
Janie, I know yours.
Discord username, please.
Yeah.
Monique, we need your Discord
So,
username.
while you guys are dropping your Discord names and Katie is writing those down, I will tell you that week 69 is dropping tomorrow. I will not give you a time. It is dropping tomorrow, week 69, of course. And the first blog of JK is going to be called Hello.
Oh,
Oh,
because he was so tiny. He was so tiny.
cookie dough.
I want all the pictorial evidence that he used to be shorter than Yoongi put in the Discord Jungkook channel because that shit is adorable.
Yes.
Katie, did you get
He
that?
used to be shorter than Yoongi.
And I will tell you guys that the reason that I named the blog, the first blog, hello, is because when he was asked if he was going to write a book about his life, what would the first sentence be? He literally said, hello.
Freaking cute. Dang it.
So freaking cute.
I mean, I'm looking at the picture behind you and I'm thinking.
I know. Let me tell
No,
you.
that's
Can
really
I tell
great.
you
No,
before we
okay.
go? Can I just? And I know that Doc has been in this pain too, but can I just tell you how difficult this last week staring at cookie dough fetus Jungkook, and then this.
A struggle.
This drops,
Listen,
and I have been staring at 15-year-old Jungkook for days now. And then
listen.
the whiplash.
I will say, it was far worse for you because I was trapped in a week of fetal Jungkookie dough, like a week ago.
Yeah.
It was like a week. I had moved on. I had made it all the way through Lot Family concert Jungkookie prior to this bullshit that came upon us. I think I'm on the wrong side of your screen. I don't even know where you're over here.
Oh.
That before that, I had gone through adult grown ass Jungkookie. So it was less traumatic because I was a week removed from cookie dough cookie.
Janie just said
it was worse for you. It was worse for you.
Janie said I'm gonna call it Party May also because that would have been a good one. Party May.
I actually really like Mac May.
Mac May was good. Mac May.
I also
Mac May, that was good.
Really love Mac May.
Back in December of 2023, I was trying to figure out how we were doing things, and we had decided we wanted to do 7-member months. So I was like going backwards, and I'm like, the only way to get a full month in is JK has to be the month of May. And then I'm like reversing, and then I was like, it would be kind of fun to name the months. And I'm looking at them, and I'm like, JK. I'm like, JK.
Monique,
and I'm like, they all call him that. He walks into a room, and it's just this chorus of different tonal JK.
Yeah, but I always hear J-Hope in my head.
This has to be it. Yeah, there's J-Hope's little
JK. All right, guys. So congratulations to our winners. We gotta go. Doc, you wanna tell them when they next see us again?
As we said at the beginning of the live, we go live twice a week. Our next live will be Wednesday, May 7th at 9 Eastern, 8 Central on TikTok.
The TikTok.
At Army Project 529. So Army Project 529 is our handle on all our social media. So you're gonna want to join us over there. So for the midweek tea, we're gonna bring you member news.
We already told you what we're gonna talk about.
The spicy hot tea that has taken place out on Kim Namjoon's internet this week. So
thank you guys so much for joining us.
Everyone.
We really appreciate you. We love you all. It's a privilege to come and hang out with all of you. Thank you so much. Have a great week coming up. Come and hang out with us, and we'll see you on TikTok on Wednesday. And go stream Stop the Rain some more. Bye, everybody.
May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you.
And Cinco de Mayo.